Hi, and welcome to the FRANKENTHINGYAX podcast, where sometimes I do it by myself, and sometimes I do it with other people. And today, Jake with legs is with me.
I'm here.
What's up, Jake?
Oh, living the dream or just dreaming about living. One of the two. It's undecided.
Undecided. Cheers. It's been a month since I did a podcast with another person.
Yeah, feels like it's been a while.
Hey, do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube?
No.
I do.
No. I tried one time, got frustrated, and never picked one up again.
There's a pattern and an algorithm. You just follow the certain thing. It's pretty easy after you learn what it is.
I'm sure it is, but I didn't want to learn what it is.
Well, see, what happened is I was at Sam's house, and her son Logan, he had one, and he's like, "Frankie, do you know how to solve this?" And I'm like, "I don't." And then the next time I came over again, I seen it, and I'm like, I mean, how hard could it be? And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch some fucking YouTube videos and figure this shit out. And then I started doing it at their house, but I couldn't get it by the time it was supposed to, I had to leave because I had to go to work the next day. Because I've been working fucking 10s, and they're killing me. But anyways, so I just tried, and then after that, the next day I went to work, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm like, I can solve this stupid fucking cube. Like, how hard can it be? And then I went after work, and I bought one at Walmart, and then I went to fucking the Perry Village pub, and I sat there, and I watched this YouTube video over and over and over and over until I finally got it. I was like, hell yeah.
That's cheating, but okay.
Whatever. It still took me like an hour to figure it out. Even though the guy was like explaining it, he was like, you just do it like this. And I'm like, fuck, I have no idea what you just did there. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Yeah, it kills me on that instance. I've never been able to solve one, but I see people that fucking do like challenges in how to solving these things. Some kid he was juggling 3 of them, throwing them up in the air, and then solving them one by one. Each fucking one, he was doing it one-handed too, because he was tossing them up in the air. That's messed up. But he was
yeah, I have it right here.
Some kid genius or something. I don't even know why you handed me this. I'm never gonna even attempt it. I'm not gonna hurt my brain tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that too. There's these guys that can do these speed runs, and some of these people, they can do it with one hand too, which I don't get. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I can tell you this, that I've been taking this with me, this Rubik's Cube I have. I don't know if you can hear it turning. But I've been taking it with me to the bars. And since I got it, I've tried to solve it once a day to get the hang of it. And so the first time was the hardest. But then the second time was like, I kind of knew what I was doing, but I still needed to watch the video again to get it. And the third time I did it, I was really close, but I still needed to watch the video again. But by the fourth time, I was like, all right, I kind of understand this. There's different steps. There's like it's like 3 or 4 different specific stages that you have to do. And from those different stages, there's also a specific pattern that you kind of repeat. But I only know how to do the thing because I look at it and I understand where the pieces are. Like, I know this is this color, I need this color over here. But have you seen the guys that can solve it like fucking blindfolded?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't look at every block on there.
Understand how that's even possible.
I don't either. That's why I've never even attempted. They're way so much more advanced than that it's just not even worth me trying.
Dude, I did get my flirt on a little bit. Last Thursday, I walked into the place and I had my cube. Because I'm a cuber now. That's what they call us. Cubers. Anyway, so I had it. It was solved, right? So I walk in, I sit down, and the waitress was like, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. How can I help you? What can I get you? I'm like, first of all, mix this up for me, please. And she was so excited. She's like, oh, yes. I was hoping you asked because you could see it when I walk in. The thing I realized is that everybody knows what it is. I don't have to explain it.
Yeah, everybody
which is good. There was a little worry in me when I took it the first time that people would be like, what's this asshole doing? But everyone knows what it is, so it's fine. And everyone's very excited to see that you can solve it. So it's like a win-win. But also, everyone's also got a... Everyone that I've come across seems to also have a story about someone that they know's kid or something that was a motherfucking Rubik's Cube savant.
Someone that can solve it quickly?
Yeah. They're like, oh my god, can you solve this fast as fuck? And I have to be like, well, no, but
I'm just starting out.
I can solve it.
Picked this up yesterday. Trying to solve it today.
But yeah, the one chick mixed it up for me, and she's very excited. And then I solved it, and I'm like, see? And she's like, oh my god, I want to suck your dick. No, I'm kidding. She didn't say that at all.
Yeah, wishful thinking. Horrible wishful thinking.
Such a nerdy thing. So, it's Halloween's tomorrow.
It is.
And I'm not doing anything important. I don't have a costume or nothing. I haven't even carved any pumpkins.
I haven't carved a pumpkin. Shit for. I don't even remember the last time I carved a pumpkin.
A parkin?
Parkin.
A porkin? This says, look at the snake costume. There's a snake costume in my gallery. Oh, look at this one. What do you think of this?
Wow. They definitely put some work into that thing.
Do you have anything else to say about it?
It looks like a snake. I don't know.
It says, check out this awesome snake costume my wife made for our daughter. And it is a pretty awesome snake costume. She's got the full-on snake skin, a couple coils. She's sitting there. She looks pretty creepy. She almost kind of reminds me, I want to say of like a Thing 1 or Thing 2 from, the fuck's that Cat in the Hat movie? Her face, kind of.
It's called Cat in the Hat, isn't it?
That is what it's called. Works better with the visual, I guess.
Yeah, usually does.
Did you see the pregnant socks that I had?
The what?
On Facebook, the pregnant socks.
I have a visual of what pregnant socks look like. There was just a possibility that I did see it.
You probably did.
Just didn't register.
They stand out pretty. They stand out pregnant. This one, look at it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
The heel's the belly.
So.
When you jerk off into her socks.
That's fucked up. So Frank, I was kind of expecting you to continue this conversation while trying to solve the Rubik's Cube as you were going.
I can't do both. I don't know if I could do both.
Well, you're gonna have to try.
Jesus, they can't even see. What's the point? Fuck.
Obviously, never clammed a beer either.
Shut up. I have clammed a beer. What's the first thing you do if you turn invisible?
So many possibilities.
Chop, chop, motherfucker. What's the first thing you do when you turn invisible?
I don't know. It's the first thing you do.
God, I'd go somewhere cool. Go like, to like, I wouldn't be a pervert and go look at girls in the shower, alright? I'd go, I
think mostly what I'd do be fucking with people I know.
Maybe fucking with people, that could be fun. Fuck, I don't know what I'd do. I had an answer like months ago when I wrote this down. I don't remember right now.
Months ago? It was only a month, damn it.
I guess it was only a month. Motherfucker.
Excuse the lack of airtime talking when Frank's trying to solve the Rubik's Cube of death over here.
The Rubik's Cube of death. This is wasting so much airtime. You fucking. Speaking of games, have you tried the game Among Us?
No.
Have you seen this game? Have you seen what I'm talking about?
No.
You haven't seen Among Us?
I mean, it's a possibility that I have.
It's
whether it's
it's a mobile game that you play on your phone, and it's like real simple graphics. You like these guys in these spacesuits on this spaceship, and every time you play, one person gets to be the killer, and the rest have to like fix the ship.
No, okay, I've never seen that or even heard of it.
Oh, you've had to have seen it. As soon as I mention it and show you it, I guarantee you'll start to see it around. You'll be like, oh yeah, I have seen this. Actually, I just didn't know what I was looking at.
Small possibility.
No, that's exactly what will happen, because that's what happened to me. Someone mentioned it at work, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then, all of a sudden, I couldn't stop seeing it fucking everywhere. And I started playing it. I tried it a couple times, and it only starts getting good once you get good at it. Until then, you're like, I don't fucking get it. It's not that exciting. And then I played the game, and like I won it a couple times. I just fucked this up because I'm talking. God damn
it. As the killer or as the mechanic?
Hold up. I just messed this up. Son of a... Wait, hold on.
He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen, trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube and hold a conversation is proving to be difficult at this moment.
Do you want to die?
He's a beginner at the Rubik's Cube, so give him a break on that.
Not a beginner, I'm a motherfucking savant. What?
You're telling yourself that?
Where's this other one?
Seen people do it in like 30 seconds.
I know, I can't do it that fast. Shut up. Where's this other one? Oh, God. Alright, hold on. Right there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Nope. Hear the crisp sound of my cube changing. Isn't that?
Yes, very interesting.
Alright, bitch. I fucking almost got this.
Got a full hour here, Frank. You can do it.
I don't need that long. Red, blue, orange, red, blue, orange, red, blue, orange, red, blue, orange, red, blue. Alright. Wait, face me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, fuck that up. God damn it.
I see that they made these...
I got it!
They made these cubes a lot more difficult because they're not just stickers now. They made them actually the plastic part, so you can't peel the stickers off.
Yeah, you can't peel the stickers off. Like, I've heard that same fucking comment from like 3 people too. I just told my friend I could solve it and tell him to close his eyes, and I just peeled the stickers off. Even my dad said it too. Oh, you cheated. You just peeled the stickers off. Yeah, they're plastic bits. There's not fucking stickers you can peel off.
They definitely made them a lot different now.
Anyways, I can solve a Rubik's Cube. What's the point?
That he did. So you can be a nerd on YouTube maybe at some point. Can solve a Rubik's Cube in 5 minutes.
Alright, to change the subject, I seen a fake newspaper tattoo.
What?
Like a newspaper tattoo. A tattoo of a newspaper. And on it, it said fake news. And so I thought about this old TV show called Early Edition. Do you remember this?
No.
Early Edition was a show back in the 90s, early 90s. So the premise of the whole thing was this fucking guy. He wakes up every day and he gets a newspaper. When, you know, that's where you get like your main news source. Not like now.
Yeah, now when you get.
So he wakes up and he gets his fucking newspaper. But the newspaper is for like the next day. So it's called Early Edition. Because he gets tomorrow's newspaper today.
Yeah, I got the premise. What are you trying to get at?
And then he looks for like the worst shit in the newspaper. And he just becomes like, he can't help himself. And if he sees like this terrible accident that's going to happen, he goes and tries to prevent it. Yeah, that's what he does the whole time. And then he's also got this moral code too, where he's like, he doesn't play the lottery because obviously it also gives you the lottery numbers. He's like, well, I can't do that either. This is like a real like, it's kind of got like some Christian undertones in it or some shit like that.
Definitely a moral dilemma. I would rather.
I remember he was a good guy though. Like I'm saying, I feel like there's heavy Christian undertones in this fucking show. But I remember only watching it because my grandma used to watch it. And, but then I was thinking, like, what if it was like now? It'd just all be fake news. He'd open it and read it, and then he'd go to find out, and he'd be like, wait, no, this story has been greatly false and exaggerated. There's barely anything happening here. What is this?
Yeah. Well, first
it's
off,
all a bunch of horse shit.
If it was made in today's society, it would be he'd be getting the early edition on his cell phone, reading the news instead of a paper. Because only people who were born in the fucking 70s.
The only thing that would make it worth it if he doesn't get bombarded by fucking ads.
Yep, you'd be getting the ads every time.
I remember there was one episode too where like one of the episodes I think he like broke his little code thing where he wouldn't gamble, but it was for a good deed. He had to help out some people, so he like bet on some horse races or something and then gave the money away. But then there was one episode I remember where we ran into another guy and he realized that no, we both get the paper early. We both get the early edition. Do you know? There was a part with it. There was a clip that played every time on every show. And there'd be the newspaper flopping down in front of his apartment, and then there was this cat that was also there. There was like this orange cat. It wasn't his cat. He doesn't know where the cat came from, but it was like came with the newspaper.
I've never seen this show, so I have no idea.
Anyways, so then there was this other guy, and he got the early edition too, and they figured each other out. And he's like, dude, I fucking exploit the shit out of this. If they're gonna give me this, I'll save people's lives, but I'm also gonna make money. And he was still like, that's not what I do. That's not. Somehow he's like, I'm better than this guy because I don't fucking play the lottery.
Fuck that. I mean, in the same sense, you don't know if it, at some day, at that point in time, it'd be taken away from you, but...
It's the same. Yeah, no, it was like that because I remember an episode too where he's like, I'm tired of doing this. I can't handle all this. And then the newspaper stopped showing up, and he was like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I guess it depends on the reason you're getting it, I guess. I don't know why they wrote that in there.
He was a stand-up guy. That's why you get it. That's why God gave it to him. I'm telling you, there's. I look into this more. A lot of Christian writers on about this. I swear to God. Do you remember there was another one too that my grandma used to watch called "Touched by an Angel"?
My grandma.
Do you remember "Touched by an Angel"?
I've heard references to the show. Never actually watched the show.
Like every other episode was like a different people, different setup, but there was the same chick, and she was an angel, and she'd be like inserted in these people's lives, but like she wasn't always part of their lives, but like I feel like their memories were kind of changed. That it made sense of why the lady was there, but she was never really part of it before. And then she'd interact with them, and at the ending, every time somehow she would help them get through whatever they're getting through, without using like a shit ton of angel magic, maybe just a tiny little bit. And then at the end, she'd reveal that actually I'm an angel. And then she'd do a glowy thing, and they'd see the wings, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, thank you for helping my family."
All right.
You never seen this one either?
No.
No. Fuck. Moving on. There was a guy at work that and he started working, and I started trying to show him stuff, and we talked. It was okay. When I work with the other person, we talk a lot. And we were talking video games and movies and shit. We were really getting along, whatever. But at some point, he just stopped coming back. Maybe he hates me. Maybe all the new guys hate me. Maybe they can't handle me. Maybe I'm too detailed. He did tell me I was a little OCD like 4 or 5 times. But it's not my fault I like to be organized, right? I mean... Anyways.
In a way, yes. In a way, no.
That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is later, like a week or two later, we started talking about the guy again. The one guy's like, "Yeah, but he was gay, you know, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, well, hold up. What do you mean he was gay? It's like, yeah, he was. I'm like, I don't think he was. He's like, what do you mean you don't think he was? Like, I didn't pick up at this at all. And I worked with him for a couple of days straight. No pun intended. But, like, I don't think he was gay. Like, I understand where you're coming from. He was a little effeminate or whatever. Flamboyant. But I don't think he was really gay. But there was, like, 3 other people that were like, no, he was totally gay. Like, did he tell you this?
Right.
Did he do this?
And
they're like, no. I'm like, you're just assuming.
Exactly. That's a straight-up assumption that someone is gay.
There was 3 of these people that were telling me this. And I'm like, I think you are wrong.
You can have a flamboyant side to you, I suppose, and then still not be gay, or you're just not ready to come out of the closet. Who the fuck knows?
It could be that. You could be like, what's the one? The metrosexual?
That could be too. Who the fuck? I don't know. I mean,
but anyway, then the other thing I was thinking of is that I don't know why, but it never came across my mind. Those kind of thoughts never crossed my mind. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that you would think that, because at no point when I was talking to him, when I worked with him for 3 days in a row or whatever, that it ever crossed my mind that he was gay, because we were having conversations the whole time, and I feel like at some point I could pick up on something. I don't know. Or maybe just my gaydar is completely off.
Your gaydar's broken. Doesn't work right. Yeah, see, the whole gaydar thing isn't actually a whole thing. It's just, depending on the flamboyancy of the person, everyone would assume that person is gay. If you would have talked to somebody, like you said, 3 days straight and not noticed that person is gay, he could be gay, or he's just that type of person, flamboyant. But maybe they're pressured into being gay because of how flamboyant they are.
Don't pressure someone into doing something like... I can't be pressured.
If society thinks
I can't be
gay,
pressured into being straight, Jake. I just look at these chicks and I'm like, oh my God, please sit on my face.
This is true. That is true. That is a mindset of one's person.
I don't know if it's a mindset, Jake. I don't know where it comes from. It's a thing that manifests itself inside of me that I can't help myself.
It's called porn, Frank.
It's not a... No, it's not just porn. It's not a conscious decision that I made at some point in my life. It's just I see the thing, I start drooling.
But you haven't really seen the thing, so you ain't drooling for that. You're drooling for the anticipation of possibilities.
Just my whole point of bringing it up was 3 other people are like, I'm pretty sure he's gay, and I'm like, that thought about whether a person's straight or not straight never crosses my mind at any point.
It shouldn't even matter.
That's what I'm saying. To me, it doesn't ever cross my mind. It's not like a thing that goes on. I've never contemplated.
I mean, if it was brought up in a conversation, like, hey,
that's different. It was never brought up.
Yeah.
If it was brought up, it would be fine. It's still no big deal. But I feel like if it was a thing that when we were talking, that he might have mentioned it.
Right.
Just because I feel like I'm a pretty approachable person about whatever.
Not so much.
No? What? What do you mean, no?
Not at all, Frank. You can't.
Maybe I can be kind of an asshole.
Claim yourself to be approachable, but never actually want to talk to people. That's going against everything.
I'm still pretty reasonable. Okay, the next subject was free solo. There's this mountain climber dude that climbed a mountain with no ropes. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No, but I know I wouldn't want to try it.
There, on Hulu, do you have Hulu?
I think I still pay for it. I don't ever watch it.
No. There's currently, as of October 30th, 2020, a documentary series called Free Solo, which stands for a climber that climbs a mountain without ropes. He does it solo, without any fucking ropes. Nothing like that. There was this guy. I knew what his name was, but I can't think of it now since it was 3 weeks ago. He was a mountain climber. That's what he does. That's his whole profession, is he climbs fucking mountains. Now, he climbs mountains with ropes on a regular basis, right? He's got the hooks, and he does the thing, and he pulls himself up. But this guy's so obsessed with these mountains that he goes over every single inch of it, and he memorizes every single little teeny tiny hold. This guy's holding on by his motherfucking fingertips the entire time. And then he gets it in him, and he realizes, like, I can do this entire thing. I don't even need these fucking ropes. And without the ropes, he can actually do it faster than with the ropes. And then he'll go, and then he goes, and he does the thing. And what it might have taken him all day, 5, 6, 7 hours, he did in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fucking sketchy, though. In the same instance, like, you get a cramp in your fucking arm or your leg as you're trying to fucking hang on to something, and then you don't have any safety net to be like, all right, I need to rest for a second.
Dude, kind of fucking sketchy is an understatement. I was watching
in their profession, I guess.
You gotta watch this documentary, dude. It's out of this world. This guy is insane. Fucking obviously he does extensive, preparation. Whatever. Right. He's not going in blind.
He works out a little bit.
But not only that, but I'm saying that he like memorizes every inch of the mountain. He knows where every single. He knows exactly where he's going to put his hand.
Climbs up it with a harness.
Every minute, he does. He goes over it extensively. But still, I watched this documentary, and these certain parts where it shows him climbing and how fucking high up he is, and I'm like losing my shit. I'm like what the fuck? It almost
expecting him to die.
It almost doesn't seem real when you're watching him. Like, this is real? But it almost could be CGI. But you're like, no, it's not. It's 100% real. But it's so out of this world that it almost looks fake.
That length of everything that you claim to do, and then CGI every part of it. As soon as that came out, your life would be fucking done.
But it's pretty It's pretty goddamn insane. And then the other part about the documentary that I want to talk shit about, I think there's two main aspects to it. Is that they were talking about his father, and his father was a little what they would describe today as having like Aspergers syndrome, which is like a mental disorder, right? So I feel like there's a slight carryover to his son, the guy that was doing this, that also may have some sort of touch of Asperger's, which actually help in a way makes a person be like a savant or something. So it's like a way that you can focus on one thing forever without getting bored of it, and then you just can't stop doing that one thing. And I feel like this guy has to have a touch of that, the way he climbs these mountains.
Possibility.
Because, I like things like this Rubik's Cube. Right now I'm obsessed with it, right?
But you can get bored of it.
And I could do it every day for a week, which I have. And I could probably continue to do it every day for another week. But after that, I'll be like, I'm pretty fucking over this. But a person with maybe Asperger's or whatever, I'm not exactly sure how this disease works. Is it a disease?
Well, yeah, I believe it is, but I don't know.
They seem to be able to, you gonna whisper? But anyways, just watching the documentary and listening to him, you can tell there's something a little different about him. Oh, and then there's this part where he's been doing this for like a long time, and he hasn't got injured. And then he's very excited because then he gets a girlfriend, and he tries to take her climbing, and he gets like injured like twice because of her. I'm like, dude, you need to drop this bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like, she's getting in the way. Like, no one can.
Your life.
No one can concentrate and understand this like you can. I understand you're trying to take her out with you, but is it worth it? Anyways, but he does this ridiculous climb, which was pretty cool. It was very cool. I watched it twice actually.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not a fan of heights myself, so I don't know if I can sit there and watch some dude try to climb some shit twice.
Yeah, dude, it gave me anxiety just watching him climb it. Because it gives them like the perspective. They got like drones or something to see how high he is up there. But I think there was also a part that also like, maybe you have a point where he's like at a certain height. So say if you look at this wall, like the top of it is like the top of the mountain, right? But like this beam part, this middle part, you're not looking.
I can see the chair rail on this side.
The first rail, when you reach that part, past that part, you're dead if you fall. Okay? Whether it's an inch up, you're dead if you fall, or if you're like halfway, you're dead if you fall. Or if you're at the top, you're dead if you fall. So at a certain point, you reach the apex, you reach the plateau of the point where once you get past that, you're dead with you, whether you fall, no matter what.
Your brain will just be like, well, fuck it.
So whether you're an inch from that point or 500 feet from that point, you might as well keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but how does he get down? Does he climb down?
Oh my god, this is an amazing question that I had myself too. Like, how the fuck does this motherfucker get down? You climb all the way that high, and then what do you do? So, upon a little extensive research, I realized that most of these mountains that they climb, the one side's like straight, just like a straight wall, but the rest part is just like there's like trails and shit that people hike
down,
all the time.
Okay.
Hike. Yeah. Yeah, because that was fucking with me too.
I think if that was that good, what I would do, because you're climbing a mountain, you're an adrenaline junkie just for doing it. I would, carry up with me the squirrel suit with a parachute and just fucking jump off of it after I was done, I guess.
Oh, the squirrel suit? I'm not sure that's what they call that.
That's what I call it.
But what do they actually call it?
I don't fucking know. It's a squirrel suit.
Okay.
It's got wings on it. Flying squirrel.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Because it was in that game that you played too, right?
Yeah, Just Cause.
Right.
Yeah.
Free glider, hang glider. Fuck, come on. What's the word for it? There's gotta be a
Gliding
specific
suit?
thing.
I don't know.
It's like a gliding suit, yeah. But it's like a flying squirrel because you got the center parts that help you go.
I think it's just a squirrel suit.
All right.
But that's what I would do if I had that ambition to try and climb that mountain all the way up to the top.
I don't think you would.
Especially if you're not doing it with.
I don't think you would.
You're not doing it with any ropes.
I don't think you would.
You're not carrying anything.
And here's my reasoning.
Why?
Because once you get to the top, your reserves are empty.
Reserves for what?
Fucking your energy, bro. Once you get
no
to the top, you're
fall.
like, all right, I'm pretty done.
Yeah, but then you're just explaining to me
you still
that
have to hold your arms open and whatever.
Walk down the mountain to get down to the bottom of it. That's
whatever.
energy
It's
too.
a little jog. All right, and all his buddies are there.
All you got to do is just jump. You fall. You're gliding to where you want to go, and then you pull that parachute, and then you're still gliding.
You did the hardest part, and then there's small things that could go wrong that you just you don't have the brain power to handle yet.
That'll be his next mission. He's jumping off that fucking mountain. He's gonna do it.
Okay, what about the TV show Alone? Have you seen that?
Does not sound familiar.
You're really fucking this all up for me, huh?
I work so much. I don't watch
I work too. I watch TV when I get home. Alone is a game show where participants go out into the woods and they see who can survive the longest alone.
So like Naked and Afraid, but with one person?
Well, it's like a game show. There's like 10 contestants, and they drop these motherfuckers off in a helicopter, and they say, survive. Last one to leave wins $500,000.
Yeah, and how long is it?
However long they last. The last one I saw, I think the season 6, the guy was out there for like 71 days.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It is a long time. Because the one that they were in the Arctic too, and then the one thing you have to really set up for is they drop them off in like the fall. That's like, all right, I gotta establish a base, get firewood, build this thing, find food, because winter is coming. Once winter comes, there's kind of no food.
Like Game of Thrones, winter is coming.
So it was really interesting. I really like that. I was gonna ask, like, who do you think would survive long enough, me or you? Obviously, I would, right? I mean, obviously.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? Did you not see me just solve this Rubik's Cube? You don't think I could solve nature?
I think that you had YouTube to watch to figure it out.
All right, I'll watch a bunch of YouTube videos before it's time for me to deploy.
You say deploy.
To the wilderness. Oh, the other thing is, too, you only get like 10 items you're allowed to bring. Like, you get a limited amount of items
you get items you can bring. That makes it a lot easier.
There's only 10, though.
And?
I watched the show. It doesn't make it a lot easier.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
A couple of the items, like, are all specific. Like, you can't not take them. 1, you need a tarp to help build your shelter to keep it dry. 2, you need a motherfucking sleeping bag. Right? 3, I don't think it doesn't... The 10 items doesn't include the clothes that you obviously get to bring. And then obviously you want like an axe or a knife or some shit. And then you probably want a bow, but some people choose not to bring a bow and arrow. Bow and arrows counts as 1.
Just 1 bow and 1 arrow?
I think you get 1 bow and maybe a couple arrows. Then you obviously want a knife, you know. And you want to you need some like string and shit. You need stuff to fish with. And you can either bring hooks or you can bring wire. You can bring fishing string, you can bring wire, you can bring hooks. But like, you want to substitute one ox? You just bring wire, you can like kind of make your own hooks, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's this one bitch, right? She was fishing and she was doing good. She caught a bunch of fish and she was very excited. And then she kept going and then she ended up hooking her own hand.
That gotta suck.
And not like a little bit. Like she was struggling with this fish. She was trying to catch it, and then at some point, the hook delodged from the fish, but she went to try to grab it and just fucking hooked herself. Like the entire hook buried inside her hand, and then she couldn't fucking get it out. And then she had to quit.
Jose,
quits. By the way, they all get a satellite radio where they have to check in every night to make sure they're still alive for liability reasons. And if something like that happens and they realize, like, I think it showed like 20 hours later, she's like, I can't get this fucking hook out. It's going to get infected. You know, there were still bits of worm on it probably. What am I going to do?
Worm, the parts of the fish,
or whatever it was. Yeah. And then you call in and you'd be like, all right, I tap out.
Sounds about right. Now I'm just thinking of things I'd take with me too.
You only get 10 items.
I guess it depends on
one of them's got to be a tarp. One of them's got to be your sleeping bag.
Depends on where you're being dropped off at. If it's going to be in a warm climate, you don't need a sleeping bag.
I think all of them were, like, it gets cold at one point. There was none of them that were in a desert, not that I've seen.
Desert or even a jungle setting, I guess. Well, if they're all in a fucking cold climate, that would just suck to begin with.
All of them were like towards like the Canada region, because like most of that's like where all the wilderness is, really, where most people don't live.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be there.
Right? Yeah, they don't. It sucks. It's so very cold.
Like, oh, we'll just use this for filming because nobody wants to live in this area.
So that show's really cool. You should check it out, actually.
Do they have GoPros? Is that what they walk around with? So you can
see actually, I mean, they do have a couple of GoPros, but that's the other thing, too. The main part of the show is that each contestant, they have to film themselves. Do you remember Survivor, man?
No, the only thing I can think of is Bear Grylls, but I know all that's fucking... It
wasn't Bear Grylls. It was Survivor, man.
Cheap and
Les Stroud. The guy's name is Les Stroud. He went out by himself. He brought out his own camera crew to film the whole thing. Like, if he wanted to get a picture of himself walking up a ridge, he had to set the camera up, then walk up the ridge, then walk back down, then go get his camera.
Yeah, I guess if you're trying to go for effect, you would do that.
Anyways, that's the same effect that they get in this show too. All the contestants, it's not included as your items. It's just what they give you. You have to. They give them like 80 pounds of camera gear. Bunch of cameras, bunch of batteries. Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, nowadays with GoPros being so small that you don't need a lot of weight. The only weight you'd be carrying is batteries.
Right.
Keeping
yeah.
the thing going.
And that is like the most weight, I think, is what it was. But also the point is they drop them off at a spot, and then that's their area right around this spot. Like they're not really supposed to venture out.
Wander off.
Right, because I remember when my one friend's like, what if you just like wander off and go find the other guy? Like, that's not the point. You're not supposed to do that. But if you tried, you probably could, because they drop them off like, you know.
Probably like 10 miles from each other or
something like that. Because you could probably find the other guy, but that's not the point. You get this like certain radius where you're supposed to stay. You're supposed to hunker down.
It all depends on the contract and how you win or lose. Like if you interfere with somebody else's shit, like you're over here, this guy's got a whole camp set up, and you go there, burn it down, get him to lose.
That'd be funny. You go there, start fucking with them. Yeah.
I guess they wouldn't really know if you weren't recording that section.
You don't film that part.
There's the guy wakes up, his shit's burning down. You're off in the corner behind a tree. They had to have GPS trackers on them too.
Is that your strategy? My strategy is I'm gonna go find the other guy and fuck with him.
Hey, whatever it is to win, bro. I'd be finding you. I'd be looking.
Dude, there was one episode. One guy's across the river, and he looks at the other side of the river, and there's a fucking bear, just hanging out.
It's a lot of meat.
Big ass bear. He's gonna fucking shoot a bear with a recurve bow. You out of your mind?
I'd try to find some other way to kill it, not with just a fucking bow and arrow.
But that's just scary. It's too close to where you live. You're like, he's gonna come to my campsite. They also give every contestant bear spray too. It's like this pepper spray type stuff. There was this one guy that was losing his mind. He built a bedding with like it wasn't hay, but it was like grass and stuff. And at a certain point, he started sleeping. He's like, all I hear is mice moving around in this fucking shit. And then he lost his mind, and he used all his bear spray on it. He's like, how do you like that, you stupid fucking mice? Ah! And he just filled it.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't cut out for that, I
with
guess.
all the bear spray.
But that would suck. It's pepper. You spray anything near that, and you're fucked. You can't go back in that fucking area. I don't know if it was last week or when it was, but I watched this fucking truck blow through a red light. There was this truck. It had a small trailer with wood on it, like firewood, like logs and stuff. And this guy blew through a red light. Like, we're at a red light. There's 3 lanes. There's the I'm gonna turn left lane. There's the I'm gonna go straight, and then there's the I'm gonna go straight or maybe go right. But I don't have to go right. But the far left 3rd lane is I'm definitely going left. Like the only way the arrow points.
It's the only option. Right. Okay. So to the left of me is the I'm gonna only go left lane. Right? I'm in the I'm gonna only go
left or the right.
To the left of me is
so you're in the center then.
Exactly, I'm in the center. And to the right of me is the I'm gonna go straight
or right.
Or maybe I'm gonna go right. Alright? This truck comes up behind me and I see him go into the left lane and he's gonna make a left turn and he doesn't fucking stop. He goes through and then back over and then he keeps going. I don't know what the fuck this guy was on. It was such a goddamn bold move.
I guess he was banking on the fact that the other drivers were slow on the gas.
I guess that, but I don't understand how we even timed this to the point where he realized that the light was changing as he was approaching, that all 4 parts were completely stopped, and he was just like, fuck it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if someone else is trying to make that, I guess, that right-hand turn from the lane that they were in because, they still have that half a second from the yellow light, he would have been fucked. Slammed right into him.
It was so bold. To the point where, again, it almost didn't seem real. I'm like, and then the light changed and I just kept going and I see him going off the hill. I'm like, did that just happen? Did I just see what I think I seen? Like, what the fuck? It happened so quick.
He was in a hurry to get to his job, man. He was late.
It was so quick. It was such a bold move. I was impressed, but also like, what a piece of shit! Like, what the fuck? How often are you doing this?
Right.
Like, you have that much confidence.
You're gonna make it. Probably a guy without a driver's license.
Probably. I wrote down here. Do you remember the classic cartoon trope where the cartoon character gets shot by a gun a bunch of times and then they're like, I'm fine, but then they drink a glass of water and then what happens?
The water just spews out of them.
Out of all the bullets they have, because apparently bullets don't kill people.
See, when you say that, the only thing that pops in my mind is the movie Mask.
It does happen in the Mask.
It makes a parody of that same situation that probably kids nowadays won't even fucking know because you can't even have a gun.
I remember that. He was like, did you miss me? And
I
then he,
guess not.
And then he drinks water and it pours out.
It was orange juice.
Was it orange
It was
juice?
orange juice.
And he's like, I guess not. Yeah, exactly. Classic cartoons. They don't die from gunshots.
Hell no, they're a cartoon. You just draw in, you erase the hole. But Elmer Fudd can't have a fucking gun in this show now. They had to take it out because they're fucking pansy ass bitches.
What if my passion was opening a soup restaurant that serves soup?
You're gonna be in competition with the other places that serve soup.
Okay, but I know what I'm gonna name it though, and this is gonna set me apart. What if I call it Primordial Soup?
I don't think anybody would go there.
What are you talking about? You don't think that's a good name?
No.
What would you call your
that
soup
just
restaurant?
Makes it sound, in a way, gross.
Why would it be gross?
Because as a primordial soup, you think of evolution type thing, as back in science where all the nasty shit
I thought that was
happening.
a perfect name because that was like the perfect soup that caused all life on Earth.
That depends on the person you're talking to. There's way too many religious people out there. You have people picketing out there. And that didn't happen. Blah,
I don't
blah,
know.
blah.
I don't know. Religion seems to be on the downfall.
People
lately.
are retarded.
Seems to be on the downfall. Well, what the fuck should I call my soup shop then, Jake?
I don't know. That is your thought process, not mine. I'm just saying I probably wouldn't go to a place called Primordial Soup.
Well, then you don't have good taste. Because it's going to be delicious.
In a way, I've never been to a soup shop, so I guess I could say that too.
You've never been to Zoop?
No.
You've never been to Panera?
I've been to Panera, but I've never gotten a soup.
Don't they serve soup? I'm assuming they do. I think they do.
It's Panera bread, that's all I think of.
Panera bread. That's what I'm talking about.
Anything with bread, so I get a panini when I go there.
Maybe they don't serve soup. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure they got soup on the menu.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I don't go to any
Why are you
kind of...
making me doubt myself?
And I didn't. You doubted your own self.
You've never got to a regular restaurant and then be like, our specials are soup for the day is this.
Never once.
You're like, let me get the soup.
The only place I ever got a soup at was a sushi restaurant, and I got the miso soup. Mushroom soup. There's mushroom or there's miso.
What's the difference?
I don't know what the fuck. I think miso is like a vegetarian or whatever.
Mushrooms are
I don't know.
probably
They're a
also
plant
vegetarian.
too. I don't know what miso is.
I don't know what it is
no fucking
either.
clue. But I go with the mushroom soup. It's mushroom and onions. It's the best soup.
Sure.
I have made soup by myself though. I make a tomato soup.
From a can? So
Yep.
you didn't actually do anything but heat up.
Well, I don't make just tomato soup. I make a lot of things that go in it.
Like what?
I've cooked eggs. I've put eggs in the tomato soup. I've taken
Doesn't seem right.
tuna fish and tomato soup. I've done tuna fish and eggs.
In tomato soup?
You fry the eggs and then you throw the tuna in there. You cook them together
No,
and you put them
gross.
in the tomato soup.
No.
You don't know until you try it.
I feel like I don't want that. You know what I do like though is stuffed pepper soup.
That doesn't even sound I'd rather have a stuffed pepper. I don't want a soup out of it.
No, it's really good. I feel like it's kind of got like a tomatoey soup taste to it. But then there's green peppers and red peppers, maybe some onion. But there's also always the ground beef in it too. And then I like to add cheese and sriracha to it.
I made stuffed peppers. It was bacon wrapped stuffed peppers with jalapeno cheese in it.
Right on.
And bacon.
Where do you get the jalapeno cheese?
You make it.
What do you mean you make it? You made the cheese first? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you get cream cheese cheddar. blend that together, cut up jalapenos, put that in there, stuff that into the pepper. Well, I added bacon. I cut up bacon bits and put that in there too. So you got this mixture of bacon and cheese, put inside the pepper, wrap it in bacon, then bake it.
Okay.
When you live alone, you just make a lot of random shit.
This says, there's 3 truths I've discovered. Anyone that's worked fast food has some sort of crazy story about a crazy customer. I already said this. Anyone who doesn't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube has a story about someone who's a master of solving a cube. And on dating profiles, women love Harry Potter, doggos, and posting their skydiving pics.
Take offense to that.
To what?
I have a skydiving pic on my dating profile.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. 'Cause everyone thinks it's the shit.
Have you jumped out of a plane, Frank?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Scariest shit I ever did. I'm afraid of heights, and I still fucking did it.
Boom. Oh, wait. There's this one story I wanted to tell you. It's not my story. It's someone else. This is a secondhand story. This other person that I know told me this story, and it's pretty great. I don't know if I'm going to do it justice, though. But I'm going to try. Because he's most likely never going to be on here. Because if he was, I'd be like, tell this fucking story. But I don't know if I can do it justice, but we're going to try. Without telling his name. But there's this guy, and he's going to Michigan. Because in Michigan, you can buy marijuana legally. All you need is a driver's license to prove that you're 21.
That was the question that just popped in my head. Where do they draw that line? You have to be 21 in order to buy marijuana legally.
That's it. In Michigan, right. It's completely legal for recreational use.
I get that. I've gotten that. It's like they determine in that state that you have to be 21 to do it. Just like alcohol.
Yeah, just like alcohol in Michigan and Colorado and a couple other states where it's completely legal. Ohio's getting to that state right now. Right now it's, you can buy it for medical reasons. You just need a medical card. Which it also is pretty bullshit that you or me, we could get a medical card pretty easy if you just tried a little bit.
Yeah, if I tried.
Be like, I get nervous when I get on airplanes. I'm like, you need weed. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Anyways, so this guy's gonna go to Michigan and buy drugs, right? Marijuana. Bunch of stuff,
not
right?
A drug, Frank.
Right. So him and his cousin decide they're gonna go do this. They've done it several times. He's told me about times they're gonna go do it, and he's like, "Do you want anything?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." Because at the same time, I do want some, but at the same time, like, just like smuggling stuff across straight lines, it seems too risky. I don't want to. I don't want to. Anyway, so he does it a couple of times, and he tells me about this one time he does it. Like, he just gets paid. He's got a big check. He's got a lot of money to spend. He drives up there. Him and his cousin do it. They buy, they spend like $500 each on whatever the fuck they're getting. I don't know. And then on their way back, they get back to Ohio. And as they're driving to Ohio, they get pulled over.
Oh, God.
They get pulled over for some bullshit. Something about, I think he said it was his license plate didn't have a light on it, so they couldn't see it. So it had a reason enough to pull him over. I got pulled over for that, too. So, they go out, they do a thing, they talk about something. Oh, by the way, these guys are complete fucking stoners. They smoke every day, right? So I feel like this is a part that makes it important to what happens, is that he's driving because his cousin smoked a whole bunch. They smoke the whole time, right? Like, we drink alcohol the whole time to the point where I don't understand how they smoke so much all the time and do things. So anyways, the car smells like weed, and his partner in the passenger seat is high. and they get pulled over. Smells like weed. Partner's high. And the cop comes up, says, I pulled you over because there's no light. And then he can smell the weed. He's like, what you guys been up to? Not much. And he asks him, like, you got any drugs? And he's like, no. And his partner is high, and he's like, yeah. And he says, yeah. And he's like, fuck. What's wrong with you? He's like, sorry, bro. I'm so high right now. So they take them both out of the car. They do whatever. And then they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. You know, we're not going to arrest you, but we're going to confiscate all your shit. So they confiscate everything they just bought, right? And then they're free to go. But there was this other backpack that he said that he had. It was the backpack they had when they were driving up there. So obviously when they're driving up there, apparently, they still need weed. They already had weed, so they were smoking. And there was still an ounce in this backpack, so they were going to buy more stuff. But the point of buying stuff from the legal shit was to get, I don't know, more high-grade weed, plus edibles, plus like, plus like gummies and cookies and shit.
The product. More different products than just
smoking.
different
type. Yeah, not just smoking, like gummies and cookies and brownies and stuff that you can just eat and then get you high that are pretty good too. And not only that, but like buying from a vendor, you can just get better weed. They don't have to hide it, so they can grow it and give it more care. And you just buy better weed than what the shit that they had, which was illegal weed that they bought. Anyways, so they took all the stuff that they bought legally, and they skipped over the stuff that they had that they got illegally. And so they kept driving. And then guess what happened? They got fucking pulled over again.
For the same shit?
For the same shit. And the cop's like, do you know why I pulled you over? And he's like, well, I guess it's because I have no light on my license plate. And he's like, that's exactly right. And then he's like, so you guys got like hard drugs on you? And now, a fact you need to know, which makes this important, is that him and his buddy, their teeth are kind of suck. To the point where this cop's like,
they look like they're doing some crack.
They may be doing meth.
Yeah, that too.
Their teeth kind of suck. They don't do meth. They smoke weed and drink Mountain Dew and eat candy all day. More like that. But their teeth aren't very good. But both of them, which makes it extra suspicious.
Right.
To certain cops that are used to dealing with, I don't know, whatever.
Crackheads.
I guess. But anyways, so they get pulled over again. They still have weed on them because the one cop's missed the one stuff.
The illegal stuff.
The illegal stuff, apparently. And so he got questioned whether he was doing like hardcore drugs. And they're like, no, we got pulled over like an hour ago for the same shit for the license plate thing. And they smartly hadn't smoked recently, so it didn't reek of marijuana. And so then the cops did like a call-in thing or whatever the fuck they did, and they came back and they said, all right, and then he laughed at him or something. I don't know how I'm fucking this part up, because he was saying that the cops said something smart-assy, because like he knew that what happened to him before, because he talked to his buddy like a mile up the road.
Yeah, we just gotta look up the traffic tickets.
Anyways, interesting. But since then, he says he's gone back to buy more drugs in Michigan. And then he's like, it's simple. My buddy and I, we realized just like, we just stopped smoking before we get to Ohio. And I'm like, you're a motherfucking genius. It's that simple? You just don't smoke in your fucking car when you're driving? Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, or just stay sober enough non-high.
Jesus
to
Christ.
do the whole fucking thing.
Just the way he said it and his conviction that he thought he figured something out, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't need to remind myself to stop smoking to Ohio. Like, you need to smoke this much? It's crazy, these fucking guys.
Just feel they need to have that high, I guess.
Anyways, That was me trying to explain someone else's story that I liked a lot. And I hope you enjoyed it. Because we've reached an hour.
You got it?
Yeah, we do. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't have any additions.
All right. Well, this has been fun. And you guys have a great night.
Catch you guys later.